I never liked the idea of bringing in Daniel Jones and starting this quarterback competition. I like the idea of bringing in Daniel Jones as a backup to Anthony Richardson, because clearly, as we're seeing, that injury risk is just forever present. And it is nice to know you have run concepts that can stay the same between those two quarterbacks, and that if you got to play a backup, Daniel Jones is better than most of what you're going to find out there in this league, and they expect to do that. But I just thought, in theory, this idea of competition brings out the best in everyone. This will elevate us to the quarterback position. I think instead it just has muddied the waters a lot. And I'm afraid that this team's going to get in the regular season and this yo-yo act's going to continue, because all it's going to take is, even if Anthony Richardson has a very strong week this week and they come out and they say, Anthony's earned the job, we're going to give him the start. If he gets hurt early in the season and Daniel Jones steps in and plays better, then Anthony's healthy. Who do you play? If you stick with Daniel Jones because you say, well, we're winning while he stepped in and he's played better, then he goes out there and he has a Flacco moment against the Vikings or the Bills and just completely craters, and that you have leaders on the team calling a meeting asking for Anthony Richardson. What do? You put Anthony Richardson back out there and he doesn't play well. What do? Like, they've put themselves in a really tough spot. And Anthony has put themselves in this spot too by not being on the field and answering these questions. But I thought the Daniel Jones signing really underscored what a frankly terrible spot they were in with this in a year where it has to come together. I don't think it was as no-brainer as I think some people talked about. And it's a no-brainer to me to bring in a backup and to have depth at that position. But what they had to have in this camp was one quarterback be clearly better than the other, because if they get back to the yo-yo spot they were in last year, they're going to look like they did in the preseason game against the Ravens.
Yeah, I think, some of that's on the Colts, but a lot of that's on Richardson. This should be his job by now.
Yeah.
And frankly, it should be his job in this camp. He's the drafted guy. He's the guy that they've bent over backwards for, sometimes too much. He's got to, at some point, it's got to all come together for him. And that's on them, but it's also on him. He's got to take care of it on his own. And we've seen in camp, it hasn't been definitively Richardson over Jones so far to my eyes. And maybe that's just because it's a camp setting and you don't see stuff, but he's got the advantage of 2 years in this offense over Jones, and it hasn't happened yet. So we'll see where it goes in the regular season. But he also put them in this position by not taking control of a job that they tried to give him.